Three, two, one.
All right, we're live.
Awesome. Awesome.
There we go. So let me just make sure this is working in the group. In the meantime, Daniel, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself for those who don't know you?
Awesome. So, yep, my name is Daniel Salmo. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Lakeside. And me and Matt actually used to work together on the Perna team, but we ended up making better decisions for our future. And last year was my first full year in real estate. And I did a little over 5 million in sales. I want to say 90% of that accounted for social media. And then I would say about 90% of the social media part was Instagram, 10% was from Facebook, Snapchat, all the other websites. And so far this year, we're on pace, hopefully, to do right at 8 million. The goal is 12, so we still have a few, about 5 more months to hit, but we're at around 4.5 this year. And it's still same strategies, just trying to implement better tactics, and social media is where it's at.
Now that is awesome. That is awesome. So majority of your deals are coming right from Instagram.
Instagram, yep.
Okay. So now are these people that already know you? Are these new people? I mean, what would you say the majority of it is?
Yeah, so I would say a majority of it is a lot of people in the community. I would say, I don't want to say people specifically knowing me, like built a relationship, but just being aware of who I am and where I'm from. And obviously, by me doing videos builds that rapport, and it gets that communication with that potential buyer or seller. They kind of already know you before they meet you, kind of thing. So I would say about 20% actually know me. The other 80% are just trusting me by, seeing who I am and what I'm about, and closing other deals with potential family or friends that they might have.
Okay. So really you can pretty much say it's cold traffic.
I would say so. Yeah. And it's great. You can generate a lot of leads from anywhere, but at the end of the day, it's all about converting them. And when it comes to conversion, it's about, them liking you, knowing you, and trusting you. You don't have to be the most knowledgeable. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to know, do everything the right way all the time. Of course, the small details make a big difference. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, just put yourself out there like you're the local expert. Be honest, always look out for your client's best interest, because the better you take care of people, the better they'll take care of you. If you just focus on the money and the dollar part, they're going to smell that right away, and they're not going to be comfortable. They're not going to like you or trust you, and they're going to go to another realtor, because you can go to any other realtor, any loan officer, any doctor, any CPA, anyone. But most people do business with people who they know, like, and trust.
Yeah. So it's about knowing, liking, and trusting.
That's what I would say for the most part.
Okay. So let me see here if I can figure out how I can pull up what would it be? The sharing of the screen. Let me see here.
Okay.
I'm working on it right now. If I can screen share and I
can
grab
you hear my son crying.
Oh, he
just woke up. I'm in my home office today.
Exactly. That's part of working at home. That's the ups and downs and the joys of working in real estate, right?
Definitely. I'm in the basement too. We got my wife's makeup section behind me, my son's toys, my office space. So it's cool.
Nice. And I got to ask, how many hours a week are you spending on your Instagram to be able to generate 25 or 30 deals a year from Instagram?
So that's a great question. And as far as specifics go, I'm on it a lot, 99% for business, because it's a great tool for any business owner to use. I would say on average, about 20 hours a week, and you got to be consistent too. You can't just make a post or two here, let people know you're in real estate, and then disappear for a week or two. They want to know you're active. They want to know you're full time. They want to know that you're taking it seriously, because if you're not taking it seriously, why should a client take you seriously, especially with one of the biggest purchase somebody's going to make?
Right.
And so I would say around 20 hours a week, average.
20 hours a week. Wow. That's still, because your average price point here, I mean, we're in the same area. We're right around.
Of course.
Well, actually, what is your average price point? Being that we're in the same area, I'm curious if
Yeah.
it's higher or lower with Instagram.
Well, obviously the market's continuing to rise, whether you're on the buy or sell side, but very rough estimate, I would say 200.
Okay. Okay. So it's probably right in the same median.
Yep.
But
Yep.
you're working 20 hours versus, some of the agents running around working 40, 60, 80 hours a week to do the
So
same
that's
thing.
20 hours on like actual social media by creating content, putting the right description, making a video. When I make a video, I don't just make it and it's done. I do it like 1 to 5 times to actually make it look good, because it's very hard to make a video. It's intimidating, it's challenging, it's kind of awkward. But at the end of the day, if you focus on what people think, it's going to haunt you. If not, you don't have to worry about it. Just know that you're going to do your best, be as genuine as you can, and people will notice that, because there's a lot of fakesters out in this world, so you can easily spot a genuine person. And making videos, putting out content, being consistent, and then of course all the back end. Now we're calling buyers, talking to sellers, negotiating contracts. But you know how it goes. There's so much more than just making posts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I mean, looking at your Instagram here, I'm not really quite sure how to do the screen share with this right now.
Yeah.
So we'll just describe it. But if anybody wants to look your Instagram up, it is, what's your realtor handle or your Instagram handle? There we go.
Daniel the Realtor.
Okay. Daniel the Realtor. All right. And I've got you up right here. We've got 1,118 posts. So yeah, you're pretty active.
Yeah, and you have to be, like I said, the client is not going to take you seriously if you're not. You don't want to overpost. And mind you, out of those 1,018 posts, 100% of it's not real estate related. Like, just like, for example, on Facebook. Facebook and Instagram are very similar, just two different platforms. But you don't want to just constantly push real estate. People will get annoyed. I get annoyed. So,
Okay.
I post, I keep it humorous, I keep it inspiring, I try to spread good vibes, just feel good posts, real estate posts, information, keep it diversified.
Okay. So where do you come up with the content that you're going to post for this? And is this something that you plan out like months ahead and you've got a schedule or?
So great question. It's only been so long that I've been doing it. It's been about a year and a half. So I'm still learning daily. You'll never stop learning. But I would say I try to every day. I try to post 2 to 4 posts on average. Okay, and then one's real estate related, one inspiring, one positive. I have deep faith in God, so I always try to spread His word, because one of my goals is obviously to help, save souls. I'm not trying to go on the spiritual side here, but that's one of my duties. And I just every day I pick 1 to 3 topics and I post. So
Okay.
It's pretty easy. I do a lot of reposting too. So there's a repost app you can download. So anytime you see something you like, whether it's a video or a good quote or whatever it may be, you can literally press copy link on Instagram, go to the repost app, repost it, and it becomes on your own Instagram.
And that app was called what?
It's literally called Repost. Let me see here on my phone how it looks so I can describe it. Yep. So it got 2 arrows, one pointing up, one pointing down, and it has a blue background, and it's literally called Repost. You can't see it on here.
Well, we just put it on the screen, so it says the app Repost. And basically,
Nice.
what kind of stuff would you? Well, actually, now that I start to ask you that, I'm guessing it probably depends on who you are.
Matt, I'm sorry you cut out.
Oh, I said
It froze.
no problem. So I said with what you're putting out there, you probably want to make sure that it's aligned with who you're trying to represent on social media.
100%, and that's where it goes back to saying be yourself. If you like a certain type of music, and you feel like your target audience is someone who would like that kind of music, repost something like that, or you like art, or you like animals, whatever it may be. But yeah, so I like positivity. I like good inspirational quotes. I'm a very spiritual person, so I repost a lot about that. And one main thing is people want to know who they're dealing with. Just besides the
Right.
realtor aspect, we get it. You're a realtor, you help people buy and sell, but who are you? Do you have a wife? Do you have kids? Do you have this? And once people can become more relatable to you, they feel more comfortable. And I like sharing pictures of my family and my son because I love them, and I want to show them off. Would you say? But
Hmm.
other than that, that's really it. I don't do too much. I don't try to get too creative. Um, and yeah, that's really it. You want to show people who you really are. Besides real estate, what do you do? You have a family, you have kids. What do you enjoy doing? Become relatable with people. This business is a relationship-based business. I can give you a list of
Couldn't have said it better.
1,000 realtors right now, and they could kind of do the same thing. But at the end of the day, like I mentioned earlier, it's the 20 to I'm sorry, it's the small differences that make a big difference.
Hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll ask if anybody else has any questions. I'd like to hear those as long as we're going along. So also, if you're watching this live right now, put a hashtag live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay in the comments. And, I'm looking through. Now, you mentioned your faith and that you do post about that.
Yeah.
It's interesting because this has been a topic that's come up in a few major Facebook groups lately, is posting about your faith or politics. And
Yeah.
faith seems to be the one that people are more okay with. But I mean, do you run into issues with that with potential clients, especially with where we're at? We have a
Course.
very diverse religious, I guess, community. There's a lot of different.
Yeah.
So I wasn't sure in this area. Do you run into issues with that or challenges?
And you know what? Before I started posting, about spirituality and all that stuff, I thought about it. I'm like, I'm not here to offend nobody. I'm not here to upset nobody. I don't want to say I'm here to convert anybody because
Mm-hmm.
that just sounds wrong. My faith is, it's the gift of free will that our Lord gave us to make good decisions and bad decisions, and it's a natural love. It's not a force. I don't even like to even call it a religion. I like to call it a relationship, because religion sounds like you do this, this, and that, and this is what you're rewarded. But a relationship is natural love. He spreads his word to us. He wants us to naturally love him because imagine, like, for example, you have kids and you force them to love you. Is that a natural love? No, it's almost fake. So it's like, what's the point of it? So besides that, I don't get any backlash. I'm not here talking down on anybody. I'm not trying to say my religion, or I don't even want to call it a religion. My relationship with God is better or worse than how yours is, or you're wrong, I'm right. This is what I believe in. I feel like it's the truth, and my relationship with God, He tells us to help save souls, and that's our ultimate goal. In my opinion, my ultimate goal in life is to make it to heaven, and I believe there's a heaven and hell, and in order to get there, you need to, do the right things, do good things, help others, and that's what I feel like I'm doing. I'm spreading the word of God.
So really, you're running into challenges there. That's awesome.
No, no
That's
one really. I haven't had one backlash on it. I do have a lot of followers who are my friends, who are different religions, different faiths, different ethnicities, nationalities, age, race, everything.
well, and
So everyone.
there's a saying, what's most personal to people is most universal to people. So it's probably a relatable statement in this sense. Now, it looks like we have a question coming in. When you first started, did you use Instagram, or was it a strategy that you added after business started moving forward?
It was definitely so. What happened is that, and Matt knows a little bit about my situation. I used to own a Sprint store for 6 years, from 2010 to 2016. Then I got out of Sprint. I had my license, real estate license, March 2016. I didn't really do much.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything actually the whole 2016. I got out of my store September 2016. Then I was like, it's kind of in a limbo. I got my real estate license. I was very good with retail and sales, and I was sick. I didn't want to do cell phones anymore, and I did a bunch of other businesses before that. And I'm like, man, what could I do that will give me the best return on my investment? And I decided I'm going to go full time in real estate. December 2016. So that's how 2017 was my first full year.
Right.
So my investment was my time, because I've owned multiple businesses in the past. I've invested a lot of money, and it was okay. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So I was like, okay, I decided I'm gonna do real estate. Then I said, okay, what's the quickest way I can find buyers and sellers? And then, and what's the quickest and cheapest way I can find buyers and sellers? And then I thought about it, and because I know there's cold calling, there's door knocking, there's mailers, there's every single thing you could do, and there's no right or wrong way to do this business. The main goal is to find buyers and sellers and service them the best way you can. But so I figured, wow, social media. I'm like, it's free, number one. Number two, you're reaching thousands of people at one time. And if you could find buyers or sellers that way, why not? So I decided I'm going to start posting on social media. So first it started with Instagram. Then anytime I post on Instagram, I share it to Facebook, which I'm trying to get.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying, okay.
Yeah, so pretty much it's free, and you're reaching thousands of people at one time. And I just started posting, everything that I mentioned. A lot was posting homes that are for sale that I did get authorization from a listing agent to post. A lot were within my company because you can't market other listings. And I just started getting leads. People started calling me.
Right. That's awesome. So when you started to get leads, I mean, did they flood in all at once, or was this more of a over time you started to see something?
Yeah. So my first deal I closed was my sister-in-law. So that, like I said, 90% was social media last year, 10% was family and friends. This year, I want to say I'm closer to 95 social media because I don't think I'd have to run through my numbers again. But so they started coming one by one. Hey, how you doing? I'm looking to buy a home. Hey, how you doing? I'm looking to sell a home. And then, it's not like just because somebody calls you, they're looking to buy or sell. I mean, they're looking to buy or sell, but that doesn't mean they're going to work with you. You have to earn their business, earn their trust. And a lot had to do with meeting the person, setting the right expectations, educating them, figuring out their wants and needs. It's really about them. It's not about you. So,
and they
started coming in slowly but surely.
Okay, which is kind of what I figured. It didn't come in all at once because some people think, if I put 2 weeks into Instagram, now I should have, a full pipeline. What's going on? But this is a process that started at the end of December in 2016 for you to be here today on your way to close 30 deals from Instagram.
Yes.
So, and that's something that we have to remember is it's not immediate, but it is successful.
Nothing's immediate, but you're getting a lot more exposure at one time, in my opinion, than cold calling or door, because you can only knock so many doors. Only so many doors are going to be open, and only so many clients are going to be willing to buy or sell. I feel like with this, you're just targeting everybody, and whoever is willing to buy or sell, or they might know someone looking to buy or sell that they can refer you, and it's great,
Yeah. Now with this, we have a question. Let's see. Well, first question: do you think having a dedicated business Instagram is more productive for deals, or should it be a personal and business?
I would definitely make it look like a business page, so that way people can take you seriously. And all you got to do is literally switch it. You put your phone number, email, location, get a good professional picture. You could either have your own logo or your own picture. But in that business page is what I do is I like I said, I mix all the types of posts that I put. So we got business, we got families, spirituality, inspiration.
Yeah. And what I think people need to remember is that the engagement from your family can help your post to reach more people for business.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because it's all about engagement.
Relatable. Yeah. You become more relatable. Like, oh, he has a wife and a son. I have a wife and a son. We can be on the same page,
Yeah. I mean, there's.
So I would definitely make it a business page.
Okay, so definitely a business page. Did you do that right away, or did you wait a while before you did that?
I think I waited. I don't want to say I waited. I just came across them and thought, okay, I think I'm to the point now where I could make it look like a business page, And just everything's a process. Everything takes time. You don't know everything right away, and I'm still learning till this day. I'm doing a little bit, extra strategies that I wasn't doing before, and everything helps. And now I'm actually starting to track the numbers, so I can't give you data yet, but I will. And eventually, my plan is to, have a plan and details so I can eventually help others have a solid strategy.
Awesome. Awesome. And with the way that you're capturing leads right now, do you have like a call to action or a lead capture form, or basically are clients messaging you on Instagram and calling you just from the little call me spot?
Yep. So I normally get either a private message, a call, or a text. Hey, I just saw this home you posted, or hey, I'm looking to buy or sell. Hey, whatever. My call to action is, hey, that sounds great. I'd love to hear more about, how I can help you. Let's set up a call, or let's set up a meeting face to face so we can meet each other. We can get on the same page, and we can make sure we're a good fit for each other. And we take it step by step. And whether they say yes, no, or whatever the case may be, as long as I know they're possibly interested to buy or sell, and I do collect their contact information, I do enter them into a lead sheet, lead Excel sheet that I have, and I categorize them from there.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, my ultimate goal is to either get on a call with them so I can speak with them, because you can only get so much out of messaging, or meet them face to face.
Which makes sense. Now, with knowing what you know now, what's the one thing that you would do differently that brought you business in Instagram early on?
It's a good question.
I love that question, right? It's a great question.
What would I do differently? I mean, I'm so surprised. I'm so thankful, and I thank God for social media, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know what I would have done. So it's definitely a great tool. What I would have done was, well, I gained a lot of followers by actually following people myself. And if I would have just stayed a little more consistent with that, I would have had more followers. So obviously building a follower base is the main thing, because once they follow you, they start seeing your content, then they could become a potential lead. I like everything organic. I don't like automated. So my honest opinion.
Go
ahead. Go ahead.
No, that was my next question is do you use automation? So you like everything organic?
Everything organic, because if I get fake followers, or even if they're real followers in a different country or state, that doesn't benefit me here in Michigan. Unless I was selling a product, retail, whatever the case may be, anyone could be a potential client. In real estate, I only can sell in Michigan, even though I can always refer clients to other states, because I am with Keller Williams, and we do have the referral programs to where if someone is looking to buy or sell. If I know someone looking to buy or sell in Arizona, I can refer them to a Keller Williams agent out there. Right. But that's what I would say.
Okay. And let's see. We've got a couple more questions coming in here. You guys, if you are enjoying this, smash the like button, smash the heart button. Leave us
thank you for all. Hashtag
definitely. Value. Let us know you're enjoying it. Ask more questions if you have more questions. Daniel, I don't know how much time you have, but I still got a little bit here.
I still got some time. I got a showing at 6 p.m. I got a few follow-ups in the meantime, but I got time for you. I appreciate you having me on. I appreciate the opportunity, and I thank all the viewers for looking. And at the end of the day, whether you're in real estate or any other business, the only competition is yourself. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to learn all this, and I don't want nobody to know about it. No, at the end of the day, there's a lot of business out there for everybody. The more you put in, the more you get out. So don't focus on others and what they know or don't know. And that's why I'm here spreading this information with you guys, because at the end of the day, there's enough for everyone. I'm here to help. I want to here to add value, and who knows, we might come across a deal together, and it might, better assist us that we know each other, or we know how we can work with each other.
Yeah, makes sense. Now, in getting into that, now you did have an interesting start into real estate, because you kind of started and then you backed out, right? I mean,
yeah. Okay. So when me and you were together on the Perna team, which was, I want to say May of 2016.
Yeah.
I still had my sprint store. I was part-time. I had no idea what I was doing, literally, even though you were crushing it, and you were great on the phone, and I would watch you and try to learn from you as much as possible. And you helped me out as much as possible. Well, you can only help so much, because we're all still busy in our own, lives.
Yeah.
I started with the Perna team, then I went off, then I switched to a different company, still trying to figure it out. Then I got out of my store, then I was thinking, all right, do I go back into real estate? Do I do this? And you just got to figure things out as you go. And And yeah, so right now I'm with Keller Williams Lakeside, which at the end of the day, no matter what brokerage you're with, I don't say it doesn't matter. Of course, it'll definitely help, picking the right brokerage, the right community, environment, people, support. But at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
it's all
I
about
mean,
you.
yeah, and I mean, there's some offices that with Keller Williams that are great, and there's some that aren't so great, and there's some with EXP
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
are well. Actually, I don't know exactly how EXP does that with different offices, but we won't get into that. Anyways, there's different
Yeah.
brokerages are going to have different advantages and disadvantages.
Exactly. They're all independently owned. So they're
Yeah.
all going to operate a little differently. But at the end of the day, don't worry about no brokerage is going to come here and be your savior. At the end of the day, it's all up to you. Pick a lead generation strategy or two, focus on it, get good at it, practice scripts and objections and find buyers and sellers and help as many people as you can.
I love that. No brokerage will be your savior. That's great. So we've got a couple more questions coming in here. Let's see here. Now, okay, we already got to that one. We've gotten to that one. Specific hashtags. And so the hashtags, and also I'd like to know how you found local people to follow that weren't all over the place. Because with hashtags, if we're looking up a hashtag for real estate, they could be a real estate agent themselves. They could be in another state. Like, what are you targeting hashtag wise and follow wise to find local people that could turn into business?
Awesome. So yeah, two answers. One is for the hashtag part. When you make a post and you put hashtags, it's just you're expanding your visibility to as many people as you can, and throughout those hashtags, they could click on that hashtag, and then your post will be there. So that's how you gain more viewers that way. So the more, from what I'm learning, and I'm still learning day by day, the more hashtags you put, the more specific the hashtag, obviously relatable to your post, the better, because that's the type of people you're trying to find. That's how you actually kind of target who you're trying to put the post out in front of. So the more hashtags, the more specific, the better. And you can always just Google a lot of this information. I tried hiring a few social media people, but they were like, yeah, we're gonna do this and that, and they were just so automated, and I just didn't work out. Everything's worth a try, but I learned a few things from each person here and there. And then as far as the second question again, I'm having a brain fart. What was that?
So
the hashtags
and then it was, how did you find the local people to follow?
So literally, I went into my own followers or people following me, and I know that they lived in Michigan. So I literally would click on their friends or who they're following or their followers, and I'd literally just follow. It's time consuming and it gets annoying and frustrating, but that's how I built my base. And so and then
you went literally to people that and you started following their friends.
Yeah. And I knew that, I'm sure, let's just say 70% of their friends live in Michigan. Okay, I just started following their friends. And then I knew this person. I was like, okay, follow. And then obviously on Instagram, you can see who you're already following or not. And it does block you after a certain amount of time. So that's what kind of sucks. But that was the most organic way I could figure out how people would follow me back. And then what I would do is, because obviously you don't want to be following 10,000 people and only 5,000 people are following you. It does look bad. And I'm still trying to figure that out. And then of course you just want people to naturally follow you, but that takes time, that takes momentum, that takes a lot of effort on the back end. But what I do, there is another app that my wife uses for me on her phone. She's linked to my Instagram and all that too. If you following me, I still follow you. But if you're not following me, we do unfollow you, because we don't want to be following 10,000 people and 5,000 are only following me. So I daily, and consider, because a lot of you are going to go and try and do that, and you're going to start following, and then you're gonna do it for one day, you're gonna do it for the second day, then the third day you're gonna say, oh, I don't feel like it, and then it sounds really easy. Everything is simple. Success is simple. It's not easy though.
Right.
So yeah, just by doing these small things, it obviously produces over millions of dollars in sales, but you just got to be consistent.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's really cool. Honestly, that is, from somebody who's done Instagram marketing before, that's really big, that you're just following, like, that's how you're getting local people, is you're trusting that your friends are following other local people.
And mind you, Matt, I'm no social media expert by any means. I just thought of a strategic way. Once I decided I'm going to do real estate, what's the quickest and easiest and cheapest way that I can find buyers and sellers and expose myself as much as possible. Social media. And obviously it's working in every business if you do it the right way.
So with these, now are you, let's see, oh, we have another question. Do you have a personal and business Instagram? You said they're both one and the same, right?
Yeah, just one business one. On Facebook, I do have my own personal and my business one.
Well, do you have two Facebook profiles, or do you have a Facebook profile that's your personal one, and then you have a business page?
Business page, yes.
Okay. Yep, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's huge. So that's how you're growing your following. And initially, I know when you're doing this, because I've done a similar method, they'll only let you follow, I think, 200 or 300 people that first day, and then the next day you don't want to increase it until you've been doing it for a couple of weeks. Then you can start getting up to 500 people a day.
Yeah, it is that they definitely block it after a certain amount of follows,
right?
Which I can understand.
Well, and it starts to look like automation, and they're trying to make a better user experience.
Yeah, and the last thing you do want to do is hire someone for automation and all that, and then they get your page blocked or canceled or whatever it may be. So be careful with that. And anytime I did talk to anyone who's possibly going to manage my social media page, I still haven't found that specific person. So I am looking for help, just to throw that out there. Yeah, you want to be careful because this is your business. It's not just social media; it's your business.
Yeah.
I literally made a post one time. It was a house for sale. I got authorization, obviously, and the guy was asking X amount, and then one of my followers was like, "Hey, can you get it for this amount?" And I'm like, "You know what? Possibly." I literally got a 12 grand check from a post.
That's awesome.
Yeah, literally.
Let's see here. Let's see if I can. I'm going to check out what these do. These little buttons. No, that goes mainly to you. Let's see, this goes to us.
Broadcast layout changed to by host. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if this is going to let me go. No, it's not.
Let's try it. Trial and error. That's the only way you learn. I'll check some text in the meantime. I'm getting blown up here.
Okay. Well, that disconnected my camera. It didn't actually help me get to screen share. So I'll pull up your Instagram, and we've given everybody your handle, which is Daniel the Realtor. And we're going to look through some of these posts if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead. Please do.
So how many of these posts are actually things that are, or homes that you have listed for sale? Because, I'm let's see, probably, I don't know, 12, 15 posts into here, and I'm seeing like 2 houses.
Okay, let me see where you're looking at.
Just starting from the beginning.
Yeah, we'll start from the top here.
If you guys are still with us, if you're enjoying this, put #value. Smash that like button, smash that heart button. We're gonna go into Daniel's posts deeper here, and if you have questions, go ahead and leave the questions in the comments. We're gonna try and get to those. Make sure everybody's questions get answered. Let's see, any do's and don'ts of Instagram marketing posts that you have learned.
Do's and don'ts. The do's is consistency, posting. Follow as many people as you can. Videos is huge. I know it's weird and uncomfortable and awkward, and I do make 5 to 10 videos before I actually post the one I'm going to post.
And I'm going to interrupt you there, Daniel. Like when we first met, you were, outgoing, but you were still pretty shy. Like I wouldn't have imagined you to go out and do all these Instagram videos. So
I wouldn't have imagined.
Overcome that.
I just kept doing research. I started doing some reading on social media on how I could get better, and it seems like the trend is going on videos. And after watching other people's videos, it made me feel more relatable to them, and I almost felt like I knew that person without knowing that person. And it's almost kind of weird. And I'm not like putting myself out here like I'm famous or whatever, but now I'll go out there and they're like, "Oh, hey, Daniel the Realtor," and it's kind of weird to me because I'm like, are you guys making fun of me? Am I a movie actor or something? But they're not. They're just see you so much, and they see you making videos. It's almost like people think they know you when they don't, So yeah, that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So let's get into this here. You've got a couple of listings now. Some of these are like really crazy luxury listings that. I don't know. Are you listing $6 million properties right now?
No, I wish I was. I'm getting there.
Okay.
So let's say from the top of the page, I see one listing. This one isn't worn. This is my latest listing. So if you guys
Yeah.
do have a buyer, 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, fully finished basement, we're asking 159. It is a little bit on the pricier side. We won't say that to the seller. She knows that though. Price is negotiable.
Might as well get the
Yeah,
exposure, right?
exactly. The second home, me and my brother co-op this home. This is actually my grandma's home. It's the colonial that's red
Hmm.
out in front, and he put it out as far as the listing goes. But we're both, splitting it. He is with a different company,
Okay.
the company that I used to be with. Then we got
Now
a post. Go ahead.
I'm looking at the structure of the post. So it looks like new listing that just hit the market today. This
Yeah,
beautiful home is located in Sterling Heights, priced only at $219. Contact me
exactly.
directly. So you're putting your phone number in all of these posts.
Phone, yeah. I mean, you want your phone number out there as much as for your phone number more than your name, because how are people going to contact you?
Right.
Most
That
people
makes sense.
call or text. Email is almost irrelevant nowadays, in my opinion.
Hmm.
And DM is up there, but people will call or post. And yeah, what I do want to work on is making it look a little bit more presentable, a little bit more professional. But this is what I've been doing, and it's been working. So I
Okay.
make a post. I always say contact me for more details. My Instagram name is Daniel the Realtor. Slogan, the trusted name, and then if it's a listing, I put listing agent for sale. If you see how many post for sale has, is crazy. And then I put the city it's in, Sterling Heights.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're putting some basic info. Um, let's see, in your bio. I mean, how important do you think the bio is?
I think it's very, very important. It kind of just shows, I don't want to say very important. I think it is important. It
Hmm.
kind of shows your professionalism, and it shows, it gives you a little brief description. And I got, I believe I'm not, when I say multi-million dollar producing agent, I'm not there to show off. I'm there to show buyers and sellers that I actually do business. And if you do plan on working with me, I will definitely help, produce the results for you. I got my contact info in there again. And then I put a little quote or slogan, whatever you want to call it. The best compliment you could give is a referral. I'm sure a lot of people have heard that before.
Hmm.
It's not something that I made up. It's something that I saw and I like. And buy, sell, and invest. I don't really work with leases unless I have to. Um, then I got my KW app in there, and then I
Yeah.
got
So
my
I believe now that's basically captures their information when they click on that and if they were to download it, it would capture their information and brand them to you. So that's kind of like it's not a lead capture page, but as far as what you have there that lead captures, that does
yeah.
capture
It
leads.
tells me who downloads it, so I could potentially reach out to them. And if not, once they download it, it has my contact info in there, so they could automatically give me a call or shoot me a text once they find a property they like, and that's a free service that Keller Williams offers. So that's pretty cool.
Right on. Now, let's see. I'm listening and uploading a listing on my Instagram right now. Awesome. So somebody's already implementing right
Nice.
now.
Yeah, you'll be
So,
surprised how many people will ask you questions about it. Even if they're realtors, it's okay. Tell them to bring a buyer through. That's what you're doing. You're promoting.
mhm. Yeah, and I mean this did not grow overnight. I guess could you tell us a little bit about the growth? How many followers did you have when you started back in
Yeah.
December 2016? How long did it take you to start to see some progress? When did you sell or get your first client from Instagram?
Yeah, no, definitely. And at first, it was just a personal page.
Hmm.
Very low key, very quiet. I had 500 followers, nothing crazy.
Hmm.
And then I just started. I changed it. I think I changed it to a business page quickly. I think I changed it to a business page quickly. I started following people quickly. I started making posts quickly, and I would say my first lead probably came in about a month or so. I swear, I was surprised. I'll be honest. Who would expect the lead to come in right away? But if you put yourself out there like you're the market expert, and people can really sense some sincerity and genuineness in you, they'll feel comfortable with you, and they'll reach out to you. Who really wants to work cold leads? Man, I know you've worked a lot of cold leads. It's not easy. Online leads, they kind of suck. You want to work with someone who's saying, "Hey, I need to buy or sell," not
Yeah.
hey, you're a for sale by owner. First, you got to win the appointment. Then you got to talk about the price. Then you got to talk about the commission. You're like, I don't want to do this ever again, because after you, even if you win it, you're like, I'm drained, you
Right.
know? So there's a lot of people out there just willing to work with a real estate agent. So why not try and focus on them instead of, my opinion. I mean, I haven't done it, so I can't tell you 100%. Obviously, it works for a lot of people. For sale by owners, expireds, cold calling, that's all great. But like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing business. I'd rather work with someone who wants to work with me instead of me trying to fight for your business, you know,
Right.
because
And that's a great question. How often do you have to compete on a listing appointment when you go on a listing appointment from Instagram? How often are you actually competing with another agent?
So exactly, it's pretty rare, because once if someone calls you and says, I want to sell, they're already telling you they want to work with you. You just got to go there, make a good impression, you know, show them what you're all about. It's not even about, oh, I'm going to market it this way and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. That's, anyone could say or do that, which is fine. At the end of the day, the MLS sells 90% of properties. Let's be real with each other. Okay, we can. Social media helps. You know, listing it
I
on.
would say price sells 99% of properties, right?
Okay, yeah, 100%. Okay, so agreed on that. Agreed on that. But as far as once you market it in the MLS, I mean, it already kind of
Yeah.
does the work for you. But
Well, it's syndicated everywhere now.
yeah, now it's on Zillow, Trulia, Realtor, and then all the other whatever websites. And then you can send just listed. You can hold an open house. You could post it on social media. But yeah. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, let's see. We got a few more questions. Should we have a personal and a business Instagram account? Well, you had said combine
I think that's a
because,
preference. Yeah, I would combine it. Yeah, I think it's a preference, so there's no right or wrong. But
right.
I would combine it because you don't want to make your business just straight business. Like I saw a realtor who just only posts homes for sale and just business, and it just looks like I'm looking at one big picture, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just almost like I can tell that this person's just all about business and he doesn't care about me, and that's not someone I want to work with. So I would make it personal, you know? Yeah, it's a relationship based business, and people want to be relatable to you, and you know, you want to diversify your page. Make it, it's a business page that's showing off some of your personal life. That's the way I would position it. My opinion.
Okay. So a business page that is showing off some of your personal life. That's a really great statement, actually.
Yep.
A business page that's showing off some of your personal life.
Yep.
So basically, you're keeping it somewhat open for the fact to be more relatable.
Yeah.
That's awesome, guys. Any more questions before we let Daniel go? I mean, it has been awesome.
Definitely.
It has been great. Let's see. I'm looking through to see if there's any last minute questions inside of your Instagram. Do you have any sort of, like, if you were to hire somebody to do this, would you tell them, I want, 2 house posts a week, 3 personal posts a week? And I mean, do you have any kind of criteria for what your weekly layout of posts looks like?
Yeah, so eventually, which I am working on getting an administrative assistant, and her or his job would be to manage the social media the organic way I would want it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it would be to post, 2 to 4 times a day. I would be active on it, like people's posts, comment some, follow people, message people. As far as specific numbers go, I have that on a sheet. Everyone's different, but you put a specific number on there, do it weekly for 90 days, track your number, track your results, and that pretty much tells you where you're at.
That makes sense. Now I'm going to put you in the spot a little bit here. You said you've got a sheet where you keep that stuff. Is there any way I could get you to put that into a PDF we can share with the group?
Yeah, that should be fine. I don't have it here specifically with me. It's at my office.
Right.
I'm in my home office right now in my basement. So I probably see some kid stuff
later this week or something.
Yeah, later this week. Yep. Just send me a reminder. I'll submit that. And it not only just shows my social media, there is others, lead. Every day we need to lead generate, we need to lead follow up, and we need to be consistent. So I call 20 new people a day. I follow up with 20 current leads. I post this much. I message this much to continue the traction, because if you got 3, 4, 5 deals in the pipeline, that's great. But what about when they close? Now you're back to square one. Now you got to do everything over. So might as well just stay consistent with your lead generating and focus on your current deals, and you build a big business.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, Daniel,
Yeah.
if anybody wants that, if you guys want his like day-to-day plan for what lead gen looks like and what his Instagram posting schedule looks like, make sure to comment schedule down below in the comments so we can make sure we get that to you. And yeah, I think that's it. Should we have? Oh, let me scroll up, see if we have any other ones. Do you share your Instagram post on Facebook?
Yeah, every poll it's automated. I think there was an update recently where it automatically can post to Facebook. It's when you share from Instagram to Facebook. From what I learned, is it's not as effective on Facebook unless you actually posted it from Facebook because the way the algorithm works and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm not a social media expert, but yeah, you want to expose it as much as you can. And I'll leave you guys with this. I think the top 3 or 4 social media platforms everybody should be using is number one could be Facebook and Instagram. I'm more familiar with Instagram. I'm starting to learn more about Facebook because it is a little more complex, but I mean, I'm sure if I do the same thing on Facebook as I did on Instagram, it'd duplicate my business just by doing that. So Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube.
Yeah.
And I follow as many people as I can on Snapchat, even though Snapchat is like a little more personal. Just, who cares? Just add people. If they add you back, great. If they don't, it's okay.
Makes
So
sense.
yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube. All the other ones, Twitter, LinkedIn, Pinterest, it's all cool. It's extra, but I think if we focus on these 4, it'll be solid. And then yeah, just share
I mean, look
with.
what you've done just focusing on one.
Yeah.
So that is awesome. Well, Daniel, thank you so much for being here. Everybody's super excited. I see all the posts. Love it. They want the schedule. They want the schedule. Awesome. So
Awesome.
Yeah, I guess I will talk to you soon. And thank you again so much for being here.
Definitely. I appreciate the opportunity, Matt. It was definitely good seeing you, and hopefully we connect soon. And thank you, everybody, for watching, and I hope you guys go out there and crush it.
All right. Take care, Daniel.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.